Morning, bro. I think this is actually one of the fastest ways for you to get some kind of improvement to your love life, and especially with a very serious relationship, is to praise her more often. So I'm reading The Way of the Superior Man again. I'm reading it every single morning, and I'm just going to give you like something I've learned. Like I'm going to teach you it every morning. And this is a chapter which is literally just titled Praise Her. And after recapping it, I literally wrote at the top of my journal, like, this is the easiest thing to do more of. Praise every quality that you see in her that you want more of. And this same theme I'm seeing, like, I don't know if you've read a bunch of self-improvement books like I have, but this is the exact same advice that I see in all of like the legendary self-improvement books, like How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Magic of Thinking Big. They all say to essentially praise people in the qualities that you want to see in them, even if they don't actually have much of that quality to begin with, especially for feminine people, especially for your woman. Like, if guy to guy, if I see that you're fat, I'll call you a fat motherfucker, because that's actually what helps us. Like, I know that probably like shocked you a little bit, but that is actually what helps us, right? If like we literally, if me and you were on a like running and you were fat, if I said something like quite a little bit harsh, like, come on, your ancestors are upset by you because you can't run like they could, that would, like, even though it would hurt, bro, you're gonna run after that. Imagine if I turned back around, come on, fatty, come on, run faster. It would actually work for you, wouldn't it? Genuinely. Like, I know it'd hurt your feelings if you were like overweight or something, but you would, like, if I said it with some kind of like not respect, but if I said it with like a challenge of like, oh yeah, like, even though I'm saying something kind of mean, it's because I actually want you, because you're my brother, come on, let's go faster, fatty. Like, you get what I mean, right? That would work for a masculine man. That would actually work for a masculine man to help him to develop. But for feminine people, for feminine women, they're a lot more sensitive to that. And also, like, you can kind of tell where you are in the masculine feminine radius. But if you just imagined what I just said in the last minute and you thought, oh, that's really offensive, I'd get really upset. Like, we know where you are, bro. Just be more disciplined, bro, man. Just watch my masculinity guide if you get upset by that, bro, if you're feeling like a little bit too feminine. But in terms of dating a feminine woman, I've seen this firsthand, and I've seen this in so many good books as well. You can't pick out something that you don't like about them and kind of address that. So, for example, you say like about her weight, for example, and like, oh, you've gained weight, you should try and get into exercise. No, like that's not. That's gonna hurt her feelings, and it's not gonna actually motivate her. And if you say to her like, oh yeah, you should like go to the gym, it's not gonna actually like make her happy to do so. Like, she'd actually be upset with that, and she'd probably end up like doing the bad habits of eating junk food even more. And so it's so interesting. It's almost backwards, and I think it's kind of hard for the male brain to understand this. But the way to like improve a woman and to help like a feminine woman isn't to pick out her negative traits, is to see those ones that could be improved and to praise them as if they're like, like they're already kind of good to begin with. So the example he says is, don't tell your woman to go to the gym. Tell her that like you love the way she looks in her gym clothes. See, there's a subtle difference. If you tell your woman, oh, you've gained some weight, that's a wide, like, mainstream thing of like guys, like, with like, maybe not so much these days, but especially for like middle-aged guys, it's like this. I don't know if you've probably seen it in movies and stuff. Like, how does a middle-aged guy tell his wife that she's gained weight? And it's a proper scary conversation, and like he's asking online and stuff. Well, you don't. You don't tell her that she's gained weight. You don't tell her that she's like slacking or anything. You don't pick out a negative quality, because then she's gonna feel like hurt, and she's gonna feel like you don't really love it. The feminine's very like catastrophic. So if you pick out one small bad trait about her, bro, she's literally gonna like, her primal caveman brain is gonna think, yep, he's leaving me for the tigers. He's leaving me for the other cavemen. Of course, because that's what the feminine is. It's very like chaotic, isn't it? Jordan Peterson says this: the feminine is the chaos and the masculine is the order. And so what's interesting, and this really like hit me today, in The Way of the Superior Man, it says, praise works, information doesn't. And so he says near the end of this chapter that, yesterday I uploaded a video on this second channel, right? And I told you that I think like my core purpose seems to be teaching. When I said that, I got so excited at the thought of like just teaching the woman that I love like so many things. And reading this today just made me realize, like, oh fuck, like I was visualizing teaching her in the wrong way. Like if I taught her in that way, it wouldn't have been effective. Teaching you is like, okay, here's the information, here's a story that's relevant, here's a few jokes, here's a few insults, and like you step away a better man. But teaching a feminine woman is quite different. This is why we probably don't bring that many like feminine women to our channel. Women do comments, you know, saying like, oh, you know, these videos really helped me. I've become really disciplined. I've started working on a business. Like, there's no disrespect to them, but they're probably quite masculine. But for feminine women, this kind of like information doesn't work. So if you expect to date a feminine woman, there's two things I can tell you. One, think to yourself, praise her as much as possible, to the point that all of these modern day guys who've got low testosterone would think that you're a simp, and you can let them think that if they want. All of these guys who play video games would say that you're a simp because you praise and compliment your woman whilst they're there watching porn. So it's your benefit. I was going to suggest to you, oh, you know, maybe just do this with a woman who's in love with you. Don't just do this with like a new girl. But I've realized, you know what? I think the way to make the woman in love with you in the first place, let's say you go on to a first date with a woman, I think the way to actually like escalate that, not sexually, but like romantically, like in a loving way, is to begin with the praise on literally on the first date, to praise the things that you like about her, to not hold that in, because if we know that this is the way forward, then this should be the way that we start. And the only caveat is use your brain. Praise her when she's on a date with you. Absolutely, like that's fantastic. That's what we're learning here. Don't praise her through Instagram comments. Don't praise her on her OnlyFans like subscription thing. You know, use your brain here, okay? I'm not saying to like be one of those guys who are commenting on below a picture, just one of those guys like, hey, Hamza said to compliment her, so here I am with all the other guys. So that, and then the second thing is to think of teaching a woman, and to, you know, like we've always heard this is like the masculine supposed to like lead and guide the woman, to try and do that but without information, without like our normal kind of masculine way of teaching each other things. Do you know, if we were back in the tribes, we'd have a plan, like we'd be like engraving it into the sand. Okay, so this is our team, here we're gonna have 7 horses, and then okay, we'll go there. I'm saying this to you and you'll be able to like read and understand what I'm, or you know, see and understand what I'm saying and learn from it. I don't think it works the same with feminine women. With them, it's literally just all related to love, and information isn't love. So instead of telling her something like, oh, you should exercise today for 55 minutes and make sure you get into zone 2 cardio for 140 minutes per week, because that's what Andrew Huberman said on his podcast. You listen to Andrew Huberman, he's really good, you know. And he also said that you should sauna for like 10 minutes. No, don't sauna for that long, baby. You should sauna for 10 minutes, 3 times. Like, if you're just giving her information, you're just boring, and she can get that online anyway. It's your duty not to information overload and to speak to her like she's a masculine person, but instead do it through a lens of love and praise. I love that you exercise as much as me. I love that you're an athlete just like I am. It's so impressive that you go in the sauna for ages. That's so impressive. That, like, there's a subtle difference. One is just, here's what you should do. And the other one is complimenting and praising the thing that she kind of does, but you know, she probably should do more of it. But you don't even mention that she should do more of it. You just tell her that this is the thing that you like about her. And because she loves you, she'll just do more of it. And this is such an easy way for you to even find out if the woman does actually love you. Just praise the thing that you think is like good for her. Just praise it nicely. And if she starts doing it more, bro, I'm telling you right now, like, she's doing it for you. Hope that helps you, bro. That was the chapter. Praise her. See you here tomorrow. Mwah.